What's up, Falcon fans? This is the 2024 7th round Atlanta Falcons NFL Mock Draft 1.0 edition. And of course, if you guys like this type of content, hit that like button. If you guys hate this type of content, hit that dislike button or hurt your boy's feelings. Well, maybe just a little bit. But if you want to do a huge favor for your boy by hitting that subscribe button, help out the empire grow. So on that note, before we begin with the video, I want to quickly explain some things. First of all, yes, Justin Fields and the Atlanta Falcons have been in a lot of articles about being trade partners, so that definitely heavily affects the draft. Number two, I'm not thinking about the free agency markets that the Atlanta Falcons will attack, so I will address that on my second NFL mock draft point 2, where we'll discuss in more full detail, because right now I'm just thinking about what we have on the roster right now. So on that note, let's get started. With the 8th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons will select edge rusher Dallas Turner out of Alabama. He is super athletic, where the Alabama defensive coordinator has asked him to cover the tight ends, the running backs, and the wide receivers in the slot. And when he puts his hands on the ground, he has that first quick step burst where he absolutely destroys any offensive tackle with ease. My only major concern is right now, he needs to develop his hands placement when it comes to versus the offensive lineman in the run game. And also, he needs to deal with mobile quarterbacks a lot better. But that being said, that's not that bad. You can definitely coach that up. And the scary thing is that the last time the Atlanta Falcons ever had a true sack leader was John Abraham back in 2006 through 2012. And we haven't drafted a pass rusher in the first round in a couple of years since Vic Beasley back in 2015 through 2019, where in total he has 37.5 sacks. And John Abraham has 68.5 sacks for the Atlanta Falcons franchise record. So this is the opportunity for the Atlanta Falcons to absolutely capitalize on the best pass rusher in this NFL draft, and the Falcons have not done that for centuries. So this is the time for change. So now let's talk about the second round. With the 43 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons will select wide receiver Jalen Polk out of Washington. He can easily be a high first-round draft pick, no doubt about it. I love his physicality, his agility, his route running, body control, strong arms, and a quick first step. And also, he does not get jammed a lot, even though the corners often try to do it, but it just seems like he gets separated way too easily. For a 6'2", weigh 203 to 5-ish, and that's incredible. But his key thing is his hands. He was targeted 108 times, caught 69 of those, for a grand total of 1,159 and 9 total touchdowns. Bada bing, bada boom, this is a steal for the Atlanta Falcons. So now let's talk about round number 3. I totally forgot, we only have 2 wide receivers under contract right now. So that's why this draft pick is so important. With the 74th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons will select cornerback Kris Abrams-Draine out of Missouri. I'll let you guys know right off the bat, I'm very biased about this pick because I am a huge Missouri, Alabama, and Georgia Tech fan, so I clearly want this guy to be with the Atlanta Falcons. That being said, he has blazing speed. He is excellent in zone coverage. He has great hands and lengthening arms to really get after, the wide receiver when it comes to the ball, and that's fantastic. He has 4 interceptions and I think 14 pass deflections this season alone, so great job on that. So the only concern that a lot of people probably say is his size. He's a smaller corner frame, but I will remind you, Brent Grimes was also small too, and he still dominated with the Atlanta Falcons. And the reason why I think this is a really controversial pick for a lot of Falcon fans is because he is really a pure slot guy. So the case is, why would you draft him so high in the 3rd round? The reason is because you can move Clark Phillips III into the starting right position, because he did a really good job in his rookie tandem when he finally got some time to play on the field against the Jets and throughout, where he did incredible 5 pass deflections, hardly any mistakes besides maybe 2 penalties, but obviously he's a rookie. But you know what? He was smash mouthing it everywhere, so fantastic job on that department. So why not get Phillips a chance to start, because we don't have anyone else who's going to be the starting right corner at this moment. So why not draft a guy that you can replace Clark in the slot position? And besides, I did a little research on Raheem Morris' cornerback situation when it came to the Rams, and I was shocked that they didn't really have a lot of tall corners in the first place. They had a lot of smaller corners, like 5'9" through 5'11". So this would be absolutely a perfect pick for Morris to use them properly. So on to the next one. With the 79th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons will select offensive line Kiron Omega-Gaji out of Yale. He mostly plays the left tackle, but you can put him in the guard position at any time as well. He has a good explosive mobility first step to making sure that his opponents can't go vertical on him. He's very flexible in the run game by using his hands and his hips to change on a dime excellently well and with ease without any misdirection. His foot technique is excellent, especially when it comes to his pass blocking. That's the king for him. Now, he's not bad in the run game either. That's not his weakness, but that's not his pure strength. But you know what? That's a perfect thing for a left tackle anyways, to making sure that no pass rushers ever come your quarterback's way at any time or any point or any reason. So great job on that department. But the only thing that's probably going to be knocking him down is facing NFL caliber talents of pass rush. Because he played at Yale, he probably did not get a lot of, top schools to face. So besides that, that's only where I can really think he'd probably be, in the 4th or 5th round. But for right now, I feel like the reason why I wanted to get this pick is because of safety concerns with the offensive line. Because last year, unfortunately, in the middle of the season, they got injured, with McCaffrey and then a couple of other players. And then, just in case, if something bad happens to offensive line, you plug him in and then hopefully he can fit in. And then when Jake Matthews finally gets, ready to retire or recut him, he's right there already learning the system, learning from Jake Matthews. So I think this is a great pickup. So now let's talk about round number 4. With the 109th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons will select defensive tackle Wingo out of LSU. He plays in a 3-4 defensive scheme with the LSU Tigers. He's a really dominant run-stopping nose tackle. That's kind of hard to find in the 4th round and beyond. So this is an excellent pickup because David Otamata is in his 30s, and we don't have any young nose tackle on the roster, so this is a great pickup for us. And also, he's very dominant when he's using his hands to get off, to making sure that he shuts down the run game completely. Now, he's very disruptive when it comes to the pass rush as well. He has 4 sacks. Also, he has a lot of tackle for losses. He does a lot of hurries, pressures. He does a lot of pursuits. He really changed the game on where the quarterback needs to throw the ball. The awareness, he has. The quick gapping shoot through the gaps. It's fantastic work. His hand placement as well. There's not a lot of things badly to say. Besides one thing that everybody hears it all the time, he's undersized. He's only 6'1", and he weighs 295 pounds. So obviously, that's undersized. But at the end of the day, who really cares, right? If you can ball, you get the call, in my opinion. So now, on to the next one. Plus, he plays a 3 technique as well. With the 141 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons will select wide receiver Luke McCaffrey out of Rice. Yes, I'm double dipping in the wide receiver room because regardless whoever is going to be the Atlanta Falcons quarterback for the future, he needs weapons galore. And why not go get a McCaffrey? Christian McCaffrey's little brother. We all know he's athletic. He has so many skillful, positions. He was a quarterback for Nebraska for 2 years. Then he transferred to Rice to be a wide receiver for 2 years. He did a pretty incredible job. His last year, almost 1,000 receiving yards, 13 total touchdowns, 71 receptions. His sense of direction when it comes to route running is impeccable when it comes to the short, mid, and deep threat range. His awareness where the ball is headed towards him is fantastic. I can't really explain it. Just he knows where to go at all times, and he has great hands to catch it no matter what the situation is. And spread or in tight coverage, he does an excellent job. Now, the only thing that I've noticed and I kind of been reading about and people have been kind of saying online, one of his biggest weaknesses is run blocking, and that's kind of important because you need to do a good job in the run blocking if you're going to have the running back going towards you. If you can't do that, then they have to go to the other side, and that means the defenders know where they're going to go, but hopefully you can coach that out pretty easily. So now let's talk about the last pick. With the 198th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons will select inside linebacker Easton Gibbs out of Wyoming. He is a G, playing 4 years for Wyoming. All of them linebacker positions. His last season with them, he did an incredible job with 109 total tackles, 4 tackle for losses, 2 sacks, 1 interception, 6 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and the previous year, he had 121 tackles, 9 tackle for losses, 3 sacks, no, interceptions, but 1 pass deflection and 1 forced fumble. So he clearly is consistent enough getting it done, great in coverage. He had won 3 awards for the linebacking position in that conference. I think the MWC conference. The Wyoming defense is scary in that conference. Top tier, front 7 guys, and he makes it work with that team. So the only 3 games this year I saw him playing was against the Texans, where they lost, but he was all over the field and hustling and never gave up, so that's a plus. Texas Tech, where he did some crazy athletical defensive plays, 2 pass deflections, 6 total tackles, making sure that he made those tackles count. Then of course the Fresno State game, where he got that incredible sack, forced fumble, and collectively got 8 total tackles, where he was just all over the place. I'm curious, what do you guys think? Do you guys like it, hate it, and what is your picks for this upcoming NFL draft? I'm very excited to hear what you guys have to say. So what do Falcons do? Rise up. Until the next episode, show love and peace to the world, and peace.